good way over here?
You good way over there. Okay, I just angled it. Now let's make sure we have the comments are visible. Welcome to the chat. Remember to guard your privacy. We're good.
To do what about privacy?
Guard your privacy, it says. Hi, guys. We are live to talk about your first animal should be a donkey. Your first equine.
Say that again?
Your first equine should be a donkey.
Why, or should it?
It should.
It should.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this.
That's what we're going to talk about. So when you guys jump on, let us know where you're watching from. And we're going to try to get another stream going to make it easier to read comments. And make sure, let us know if you can hear us. I have Do Not Disturb on, so we should be good.
Yeah, you talk, I'll look mine up. I can watch for comments.
Perfect. Oh, it should. Oops. I just lost the message. Seen everything up. It's Meg is on. Meg. Hi, Meg. I'm glad that you're here with us. Meg's going to be riding Seamus, guys, in the parade. Meg, I've been meaning to reach out to you. Are you going to ride both days? I think it's Thursday and Friday. The 3rd and the 4th. Are you going to ride both days or one day? So we'll have to talk about that. Cannot wait. All right, guys. Welcome back to Training Well Burros. And tonight we're going to talk about a title that's probably going to surprise most people. Because I'm weird. I'm a dork and I own it. I just totally own it. Okay.
Yeah, you're really good at it.
So why your first equine should be a donkey. Now, before anybody gets upset, you're flying in on Thursday. So then you'll do the parade on Friday. So one day.
And then there's 2 days of parade starting.
Yeah.
Friday and Saturday.
Can you pull up your calendar?
No. Okay. 4th of July is on Saturday.
Okay, so it's the 3rd and the 4th.
Yes.
So those are the 2 days. Friday. Oh, that's going to be awesome. I'm excited. We're going to paint up Seamus like the 4th of July. We're going to paint him up as an American flag. It's going to be cool.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So before anybody gets upset, I'm not saying you should go sell your horse or your mule and buy a donkey. You should just add a donkey. And if you don't have an equine yet, you should get yourself a donkey. So after working with horses, mules, domestic donkeys, and wild donkeys, Dan and I've worked with all of them. Well, and wild horses too.
Oh, Mustangs, yeah.
Yeah. So we've worked with domestic horses, wild horses, mules, domestic donkeys, and wild donkeys.
Was there an ostrich mixed in there somewhere?
An ostrich? Do you want an ostrich?
No. No, I'm afraid they're going to peck my eye out. They're always looking at my eye.
I would be nervous about that.
Yeah, they just eat it like a jujube. Like, no way, man. They're creepy.
So after working with all these and a lot of wild burros now, guys, I think donkeys force us to develop.
She's riding both days.
Awesome. Awesome. I'm excited. Carry on. You're so funny. You guys check out Meg's paintings. Meg does just these amazing paintings of donkeys, and she puts her mule hidden in all of the donkey pictures. You're just such a good painter. Okay. So going back on track. So the horses, donkeys, mules that we worked with, these wild donkeys really force us to do better with our equines.
They do.
I think
absolutely.
So. Now, I didn't always believe that they would. I don't think I really gave it a lot of thought if a wild would help me learn better.
You know, I remember back in the day, you or I or we or us were curious about what was it? No, we were already training burros. Then we talked to the BLM man, I think it was Mustang Matt. And he's like, well, if you can train a burro, if you can gentle a burro, a horse is going to be easy.
Yeah, Mustang Matt said that.
Yeah, and the reason now I know he said that is you've got to go so slow. You can't get away going fast. With a horse, you can skip steps and leave holes in that foundation and kind of get away with it until you can't. You can pretend. You can think you're doing good until something terrible happens, some hole in your foundation. You cannot go fast with a donkey.
They're gonna make you slow.
The faster you try and gentle a donkey, the longer it's going to take.
Mhm.
They will demand, in order to be successful, they are going to demand absolute patience. You can't, there's no easy button, there's no shortcut, there's no magic video to make it easier. It's just a lot of time and patience.
And Dan does try to go fast sometimes.
I do. I will, admittedly, if I can get away with it, I'll cut a corner here and there. But I'm learning as I go. More often than not, it costs me a lot of time.
Mhm.
I might get away with it that day.
But that doesn't mean they understand and they're willing.
Right.
Like I
Right.
got Hoot's knee up, her foot onto my knee once. So Hoot is a mammoth donkey that we have, and she came to us unhandled, and she kind of got put on the back burner. But now that we have these 4 hard ones done or almost done, she's back into the mix. Now I wasn't going fast, but I had one day I got one of her hind feet up on my knee. Like cool, but I haven't been able to do it since then.
Right.
She's just not comfortable. So even though they do it one time, whether you're rushing or not, she just hasn't gotten light enough for me to feel comfortable putting it back up onto my knee again.
Right.
If they don't understand, if they don't have that clarity, or they're just not comfortable, they're going to be like, no, thank
Well,
you.
and here's one that I keep getting burned by and please use my failure to help you be successful, particularly working on a wild donkey's back feet as we're graduating day after day after day after day after day of working our way down a nervous wild donkey's back leg. Um, at some point, we're putting a little pressure on that leg, trying to get a little wiggle and jiggle on its toe, maybe make a mark in the ground. And I should take a couple of sessions and call that, being able just to move the foot back and forth a little bit, call that a successful session.
Mm-hmm.
But I catch myself doing this, and I'm trying hard not to do it anymore. But it's hard to teach an old Dan new tricks. I will oftentimes prematurely go ahead and try and lift that foot and put it on my knee,
Yeah.
and I get away with it that day. The MaryJo, like next day, well, where were you yesterday when you finished that animal? Oh, I had his leg up on my knee. I got away with one. Okay, I should have taken several more sessions of fiddling with that foot before I even tried to bring it back, put it on my knee. Now we got a donkey that we went to. Now it sets me up for failure the next day, and because I go down, well, she's fine. We can lift up her foot. I did it yesterday, and no, she wasn't fine because I didn't take the time to build a solid foundation. And it comes back to, and I get grumpy face over here. Why'd you draw that donkey? I broke it. But a lot of things.
Oh
Um,
gosh, yeah. Now we're going to talk more about the C's. We already had it started with 3 C's, and then I changed it to 4 C's, and I'm changing it again. Now it's going to be 5 C's. So we're going to talk about that.
It's been freaking alphabet soup around here today. Just believe me. I don't know. There's so many words beginning with C.
Dan will come up. He'll give us some examples of it, but we'll get into that in a little bit. So horse is gonna horses are pretty forgiving. They're gonna keep trying even when they don't understand. More often, I mean, there's never an always. More often though, they will. And you can make a mistake with a horse, and they're gonna still try to go along with you most often. But donkeys are different. If they're confused or they're worried, if they're not interested, they let you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So let me get back on why a donkey for your first equine?
You want to know why?
Yeah, versus like a horse or an
I think
emu.
they make us learn more.
They do, and let's put it like this: if you plan to live a long time, and I hope you all do, in your journey of life, if you've never had equine and you want to get into equine, and you start with a gentling a wild burro, and you find yourself handy and successful at training a wild burro, you'd be able to train most anything. Horses will seem substantially easier. Whereas if you've owned horses your whole life, and we hear this multiple times a week, and you can go ahead and send me hate mail because it's probably going to hit somebody in the wrong spot. You have any experience with donkeys is a common question we ask when people are asking about adopting. And this may be convoluted and it's a metaphor, but we literally hear, yeah, my step cousin's ex mailman's mom had an old mare we used to ride when we were kids. So yeah, I know all about equine and horses, so I can handle a donkey. That person's kind of setting themselves up for a unrealistic expectation, or the person who's had horses their whole life.
You know what's kind of cool was when Chris was here. He came for a gentling camp for 3 days, and we gentled Clark and Vander for him, and then started them with the saddle and pack trees and stuff like that. But Chris came to us. He hasn't rode since he was 15. He's like, I really don't know anything. He was like working with a blank slate. He did such a good job.
He was an amazing student.
Yeah.
Because he did not have preconceived notions of how he handled grandma's mare back in the day. He just went into it with a blank slate and didn't infer any horseisms with getting to know his donkeys. He was wildly successful when he was here.
He was. He did great. And the donkeys did great sometimes, and sometimes they offered their donkeyness.
Mm-hmm. He got to see some donkeys live up to the stereotype.
Yeah, because sometimes they do, guys. They really do. And then we have to help them work through it. It's not, oh, my donkey's being bad or naughty. It's they're not comfortable. Let's help them work through it. And part of it was the stranger dangers. Part of it was being very particular about how they're asked.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very particular.
Mm-hmm.
So every donkey is so very different. You don't get to pick your student. You can try. You can go online and pick one for a pretty color. You come here and you pick one because you think it's curious. We thought Elton was going to be pretty easy to gentle.
Wrong.
Okay, so we don't get to pick our student. We're going to do the best job that we can, thinking we're picking one that we are going to do good by.
Yep.
Those ones won't teach us a lot, though.
You know, an easy one doesn't teach you nothing, or teaches you very little. If you're, maybe you're just somebody who wants to have a couple of donkeys in the backyard, and that's kind of the life's goal that kind of completes your little farmstead, having a couple of cool donkeys out back. Or maybe you're somebody who's beginning a journey. If you want to learn more about handling and gentling equine.
Yeah.
If you can master or not master, if you can survive and become good at consistently gentling wild burros, you're going to be a real good hand when it comes to handling horses.
Oh gosh, yeah. Horses and mules. Remember, a mule, half and half. A mule has its mom is a mare and its dad is a donkey, and they can be anywhere on that spectrum in between. If they're going to go into freeze mode or flight mode, they could be more like a horse or a donkey.
Yep.
Just depends on each personality. So they're all different. And if we compare Clark and Vander, who we just got done gentling, we graduated them in a month, to the 4 hard boys that we had all at one time.
Mm-hmm.
I needed to have 4 hard ones at one time in order for my thick skull to see things differently.
Yeah, and you're probably going to hear, if you're a long time listener, you're going to hear about these 4 donkeys probably for a long time. They're legends. I mean, we've got, I don't know, 50 plus tags hanging in the other room of burros, wild burros that we've gentled, not adopted out as wild, but gentled. These 4 are going to be talked about for a long time.
And it's not that we haven't had hard ones in the past. We have had hard ones in the past. But we got through them this way, and it was one hard one at a time.
And I'll give you my opinion. Yeah, we've had hard ones in the past.
Mm-hmm.
These ones are, 3 of these ones are harder than our hardest one.
Mm-hmm.
And the 4th one's no picnic, and they've all hit at the exact same time. So we had 4 of these Jedi grade stoic challenging donkeys all at one time.
Right. Now, so like Dan already said, we had gentled over 50 donkeys now, where we bring them in wild, get them doing all the basic stuff, accepting touch, brushing them, haltering them, leading, picking up all 4 feet, and loading them in the trailer. So we've done this with a whole slew of donkeys. And oh, Meg, I'm excited you get to ride both days. I'm super excited. Okay, so we gentled all these donkeys, and it's not like all of a sudden we got bad at gentling.
No, because in and around, well, these 4 clowns are taking up training pen space. Around them, donkeys are getting gentled and moved out of here left and right. There's donkeys that weren't even. We've had donkeys that are gone that weren't even here on the property when we started gentling these guys. Mm-hmm. They came in a later load, and I'm like, okay, let's get these guys. Someone wanted them, so we gentled them on up, and they're down the road. In the meantime, we're still trying to touch these other donkeys.
Right.
Good news is we got one left to graduate, and he's really close.
So we had different students that needed us to ask different questions. And that's why donkeys make you better.
Mm-hmm.
Now, donkeys making us better, I think that this is one of the biggest lessons that they teach. When we bring home that wild donkey, we really don't know what we're bringing home. So we could have the Clark and Vanders of the world that are in 60 days, we had them doing obstacles with packs, pack trees, pack saddles on.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it has me rethinking everything that we're doing. And I've been teaching you guys the three C's, which turned into four C's. Now I'm adding a fifth. So it's not because we wanted a new system.
How many C's now?
Five
Okay.
five C's. So it's not because we wanted a new system, but the donkeys taught me something new that I wanted to be able to share with you. So my goal is always the same, or our goal is always the same. We're trying to build connection and cooperation. We want to build a ride in the parade with the donkeys. We want to be able to take them and do obstacles or go back country, ride on the trail, maybe
Mm-hmm.
pull a wagon, right? Like there's so many different things we can do. But if I'm not getting the connection and cooperation that I'm trying to get, I'm not going to blame the donkey. I'm going to start asking these questions. How can I encourage more curiosity? How can I offer more clarity to the donkey? And how can I increase their comfort? I don't think every donkey needs these in the same order. And I used to think curiosity comes first, but now I don't. I think that each donkey needs something different. So, Richard, he needed more clarity before he could become curious.
Yeah. You know, we're talking about not all donkeys, just certain donkeys.
Well, I think every donkey comes in, like we bring them in for observation now. And when I say observation, guys, they get to observe us. It's,
Right.
we're observing them too, but they get to observe us. And during that time, like Clark and Vander became curious. Remember, we didn't know if Vander wanted to come humble us or if he was just curious about who we were and what we
Yeah,
were
I
up
didn't know if he
to.
was a psycho killer or obsessed with people. Turns out he's obsessed with people. So
Yeah.
we're pretty happy about that.
So they come in and maybe they offer us curiosity and we can start from there. Then we can start building up clarity and comfort.
Yeah. So let me expand upon what you're about to say. Like for us, we've evolved to the point now for gentling donkeys. We do we observe them for several days and let them we observe us in our training pens. It might be a pen we're not using. Have to walk through. We might have to walk through this pen 20 times a day to get to a different donkey, just so they can be around us and we get to watch their curiosity level.
Mm-hmm.
And we prefer to gentle a donkey that has some level of curiosity.
Mm-hmm.
But some of you out there watching this, you may live somewhere where you have no choice but to go to a BLM internet auction and purchase a donkey based off of a photograph. Okay, you don't know if this is the nicest donkey in the world or if it's a living dragon. You don't know until you get it. You can't tell from a picture. So, what Mary Jo's going to talk about is how she got through to donkeys with very little or no curiosity.
Mm-hmm. When they have curiosity, our life goes so much easier with gentling, but sometimes they don't. And if we have the right tool to use at the right time and understand when to apply the different tools, it's like I could build a box with a Phillips screws, but use a straight slot screwdriver and I can get the job done. But it's going to take me twice as long to screw in every single screw with a straight slot screwdriver on a Phillips head screw. Like we can get it done, but let's get the right tools for the right time.
Right?
Yeah. All right. So Richard, he needed more clarity because he didn't have comfort or curiosity. He was just shut down.
Zero curiosity. Yeah.
So for him, he needed to have clarity. And then after that, we could start building on comfort. And then we could get some cooperation. And after that, then he started to get more curiosity and connection. Now, that curiosity, all that stuff, it when they go home to their new owners, it doesn't just automatically transfer to the next person. Like when you started to halter him, because I train him and then Dan's got to do all the stuff too.
Yeah. I'm the crash test dummy because we have to do a graduation video of with someone besides Mary Jo. Mary Jo's the trainer. I'm just the water boy.
And you help down there, there's no doubt.
Right.
You're doing stuff all the time, but Richard was used to how I approached him, how I haltered him, and then when somebody else came in, you. and you were a little different. You didn't walk up to him the same. You didn't put the halter over his head the same.
With Richard, I did not mirror you exactly, and that's what that dude needed.
Mm-hmm.
If you're off by your angle 1%, or the halter was too high, or my speed was too great or too little, deal was off. Like, MaryJo, I need help.
And then I'd walk in there and I just put the halter on him.
I'm like, how'd you do that?
Right. We actually videoed Dan doing it and then me doing it to try to see what the difference was.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't obvious to the naked eye. Like, you had to be able to study it to see.
That's a what the moment. It's like, I just watched you halter him.
And he didn't care.
I'm going to do it now. And his donkey's like, nope, I'm out of here. So.
No, eventually you were able to halter him and pick up his feet and do everything.
I eventually got there, but I was all thumbs.
But he needed to have comfort before he could have anything else. He was scared.
Mm-hmm.
And his scaredness caused him to shut down. If he couldn't shut down, then he would evade. And then if he couldn't evade, he would fight.
What are some of the other C's you got there? Like punchy and kamikaze and culpable?
Culpable. Does that start with a C?
Yeah.
It's a good thing I can't spell. Or I might be able to.
I didn't say gullible. I said culpable.
No, there's none of those are no.
Okay.
We're trying to get curiosity, or we're trying to get connection and cooperation. And
Okay.
the C's that we use to get it are curiosity, clarity, and comfort.
What if you don't have curiosity?
Then you have to try to get it.
Okay. No, it's a legitimate question. What, like Richard? Let's talk about Richard. Dude had zero curiosity.
So originally, I thought that curiosity was the first thing I needed to get, but for him, he needed comfort. So that's our job as the trainer, is to try to guess, and that's really what we're doing, is we're guessing. Do you need more curiosity? Like, can I encourage that? For Richard, we couldn't because he was shut down. Or how can I offer more clarity to you to get you comfort? So we have to guess, are they scared, or do they just ambivalent?
Ambivalent, yeah.
Like, we have to try to guess what their hang up is and then try to help them through it.
What was Richard's hang up? Was he just so stoic and ambivalent, or was he actually scared?
I think he was ambivalent and scared.
Interesting.
And then Elton, he had some curiosity when he came in.
Yeah, this donkey, cute little butter. We named him Elton because he's really fancy and kind of fringy. I mean, he looks like Elton. I mean, he's just, if Elton had a donkey, it would be this donkey. He's kind of cool looking guy.
Yeah.
He was a little slow, but then he started cruising. He was cruising like, man, this guy's gonna graduate in a few weeks. And
we got him eating oats. I got him eating oats from my hand. And
we're already haltering him and leading him. We were doing the blue brush on his legs.
Right.
And then the incident happened.
The incident, guys, was Dan went in.
I was there. And there were multiple donkeys, and they were hungry. I was moving food, and there was a disagreement between three donkeys, and Elton turned and did his best to bite my belly button off. Luckily, it was wintertime. I was wearing a lot of clothes. But it was
Did he even get your jacket or anything?
Yeah, he grabbed my, yeah, he almost got skin, but he didn't. But the intention was there. He got in trouble. I yelled at him.
That was the trouble. Dan raised his voice.
Raised his voice, yelled at him, and he's sensitive, and we think that his difficulties now arise that I didn't go and comfort him shortly after.
So a donkey is sensitive no matter what, whether they have curiosity or not. So if we raise our voice at them and then we don't show them that we still love them afterwards, then I think it sets us back. And that is what we think has had or did set him backwards, that incident.
Yeah, literally yelling at him and raising my arms like this when he did that. Dude, that trauma. Mm-hmm. It traumatized this donkey. Mm-hmm. This was in like February or March. I mean, it was...
Before that, he would meet us at the gate. He would follow us around.
He was cruising. Mm-hmm. He was cruising towards graduation. Mm-hmm. And then, not to sound petty, but I hurt his feelings. Because he was bad, and I did discipline him the correct way in a donkey's mind. So now he's now graduated, barely. And so we're just trying to still...
Well, he's doing all this stuff. It's just that he's still sensitive. So it's not that he barely graduated. He did everything, but you're still kind of making more friends with them. He trusts me, and you're making more friends with them and spending more time brushing him and loving on him.
Yeah, I got him to graduate with her training. I mean, he did everything he needed to do. And it's like, man, our relationship's been repaired. I'm feeling good about this. When I go down there, I got to spend several minutes before I can go interact with him.
Mhm.
Otherwise, he wants to back away and run off. Like, oh my God, am I going to get yelled at again?
So
So
for him, I think it's comfort. He was missing comfort and clarity of what the expectations were. That we're not a donkey. You can't treat us like a donkey.
yeah,
Somebody asked me recently in the comments about do donkeys try to play with people? And they do. And Elton is very playful with other guys, with other geldings out there.
mm-hmm,
So he might have just viewed you as another donkey.
mm-hmm,
He wasn't trying to do anything bad. He didn't know that you guys can't play together, or, because biting is part of how they play.
yeah, yeah. There was food involved.
Right.
Yeah, this is. I mean, there are other donkeys biting other donkeys, and
Mhm.
I kind of got caught in crossfire. But anyways, getting back to donkeys being sensitive.
Right. So I think he needed more clarity and comfort. He was wanting to be able to treat us like another donkey. He had to have more clarity that
Yeah,
he can't. So I think that was him. I think that Red was just nervous.
Red. Yeah, he was. He says he's a sweet donkey. He was just a donkey that was afraid of
Beetles.
everything. Yeah, get this, guys. We're in a training pen, and Red's off. She should be having a good day. It's calm out. There's no distractions on the property, and he's just off. Not terribly off, but he kept doing this. Well, he was
When
upset.
Dan's doing this, he's saying he's cocking his
Yeah,
head and
he's
looking
tilting
at
his
the
head. He's
ground.
tilting his head and looking down. There was a beetle, a little wood beetle about this big, slowly crawling across his pen towards his feet. It may as well have been a saber-toothed tiger because he was. uh,
And then Tony, he just wants to back up. Like, these are four different donkeys that were harder, that just need a different amount of curiosity, like to create it. Or maybe they're not ready for curiosity and we have to help them with having comfort.
yeah,
They need to be comfortable enough to be able to start to learn. So if we don't have comfort, we're not going to be able to get clarity. And so that's where the 4 C's have turned into 5 C's. And then we have the donkeys like Vander and Clark that just graduated. And those guys had curiosity right away. They had a fair amount of comfort right away. So we were able to start offering them like clarity of what the expectations are. And they were like, sure, let's do it. Let's rock it.
yep, game on. Let's do it.
Now, this applies to horses, guys. So bringing this right back to, remember, your first animal should be a donkey.
Donkey will teach you a lot.
Yeah.
Donkey will make you a better horse person or mule person.
Once you start asking these questions with a donkey, you're going to start asking them with your horse or your mule also.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of the biggest lessons that the donkeys teach us. When we bring home that wild donkey, we really don't know what we're going to get. We don't know what we're going to have to work with.
Right.
Sometimes we get lucky and they're really easy, and other times not so much. And they will humble us.
Yep.
Is there one donkey that surprised you the most?
Elton.
Yeah.
He was cruising.
Mm-hmm.
He was on track to graduate 2-3 months ago.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And then he got set back to Stone Age over. I mean, from a hand gesture and a yelling, no, and it just he took a tailspin and took a long time to get him out of that.
Mm-hmm.
So good news is he's an emotional donkey. So when he gets a forever home and he bonds up with his owner, it's going to be a good bond.
Totally. He is very, very sweet guy. He wants to please. He just needs to have the courtesy of a little patience.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I go and I brushed I've been brushing him with a hairbrush because he's got really long fur. So then I feel like I'm just gonna be pulling his fur, or just a regular horse brush doesn't do a lot for his fur. So I'm using this hairbrush. And he was a little nervous at first, so I just started slow. And then we use the countdown 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, deep, right? And then they get oats, but they have to keep their feet still. So then I'm brushing them all over eventually with that hairbrush, pulling out just wads and wads of fur.
Remember before you did that, you said, "Hey, this brush works really good." It's a woman's hairbrush,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and you grab the bristles, have a little plastic bead on the end of it, you know, so it don't cut your scalp, I guess. But the rubber that those bristles are stuck into is kind of hollow. So I started brushing Elton, and I started with the dumb side of the brush with no bristles, just so he could feel that I was brushing like this. And then I flipped it to where there's bristles and it made that noise. And gone. And so I had to hand it the girl hairbrush over to MaryJo, say, "You're gonna have to use your magic on this guy."
And now I could brush them everywhere with it.
But it may as well have been a flamethrower, Mike.
So that's where he needs the courtesy, just to slow down and help him understand and have clarity about what we're doing.
So there's an example of where I went too fast.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm like, well, he's graduated. He's already been brushed with a horse brush.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get these snarls out. And I assumed, and made an ass of myself. Yeah, went too fast.
So I think that all of these lessons, they apply to whether you're working with a horse or a mule, a donkey, your dog. Instead of asking why won't they do it, if we start asking what do they need from me? What do they need from me to be successful? And I think it goes way beyond animals. Working with donkeys has changed the way that I look at people too. Sometimes people don't need more pressure. Sometimes they just need more comfort.
Yeah.
And sometimes we need more clarity.
With comfort comes confidence.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
And then with confidence comes cooperation.
Mm-hmm.
Confidence is not one of the C's. Do you remember what they are? The C's?
Commanding, kamikaze, crazy, crunchy.
No, that's not it. That's not it.
Huh.
It's clarity, cooperation. No, I gotta remember clarity, cooperation, comfort, curiosity, and connection. And the order could change for every animal, every single one. So sometimes we just need somebody who's willing to be patient, whether it's a person, dog, equine. And I think that the donkey makes me slow down and think about this stuff more. Like sometimes that's just it, it's just giving it thought, right?
Well, yeah, you know, I'm kind of thinking about Elton and the woman's hairbrush. You know, the goal there was we have a timer going on, and we try and just do 15-minute sessions and rotate donkeys through go to a different pen. I thought, well, I'm going to give this guy 15 minutes of brushing.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I assumed he was going to be just fine. If I could redo it over with the knowledge I have now, I would have spent the 15 minutes just getting to the point where I can brush him, not going in there to brush him for 15 minutes. Because it might have taken 12 or 13 minutes just for me to be able to brush him.
Now, when I did get him comfortable with that brush, I spent 5 minutes with him.
Okay.
So I did 5 minutes with him, and then I went and did 5 minutes with two other donkeys brushing him. And then he got a second session because he's more sensitive. He needs more comfort. So he got 10 minutes while the other donkeys got 5 minutes. And then I did two. So he ended up with 20 minutes of brushing. That's all that we did that day.
Okay.
For Elton. The other one's got more stuff. But hopefully, slowing down to think about this stuff makes us a better husband or wife or friend, a better person, just in general, because we're slowing down to think about this stuff and to stop assuming and start observing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I don't think that the best thing that a donkey has taught me is how to train a donkey. I think it's just about continuing to learn.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So every horse is different, every donkey is different, every person. And the day we stop thinking that, or the day we start thinking we've got it all figured out, that's when we stop growing.
Yeah. Everyone's a lesson. I mean, there's generalizations which tend to be pretty consistent.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's the outliers. And you don't know where they're coming from, when they're coming, or which donkey it's going to be. So to keep an open mind that. Oh, all right, Meg's going to look more close at 5Cs with Honey Bun. Darn if I still can't get her over the teeter totter.
You're welcome, Meg.
Yeah, teeter, that's gonna be a fun one.
You know, Wild Donkey, she's pretty nervous with the obstacles, and we've been setting up obstacles in the dry lot. And you guys might know that I use oats a ton for like doing something that's really scary to them. Now, I'm not saying, Meg, that you should or should not use oats, but um, I was using oats to get what was I getting her to cross? The tires. So we have 4 tires, and she's like not wanting to go through them. And I was using oats and getting her to do a little bit at a time. And I had to spread the tires apart. And then eventually I got her to walk across them with them all pushed together. But breaking it down, like making it easy for them to say yes, and then breaking it down smaller and extra breaks too. So when we're trying to get them comfort with what we're doing, Tony, we're working on getting his back feet picked up. He was like rocking it, and then all of a sudden he would stop rocking it. 6 minutes was his timeline, and then he needed a 5-minute break, and we would go back to it. He was rocking it again
Like a brand new donkey.
after a 5-minute break.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And that I would put under the sea of comfort, like trying to get comfort. Like he was understanding the question, but he wasn't sure he was comfortable with it. And the teeter totter probably would go under that same principle.
Literally, yeah. That was just yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he'd be we'd go to a foot, and we'd be going great, and then it would just fall apart at about 5 or 6 minutes, and we're like, what the heck? And then finally, and you suggested, let's give him a break.
Now, when he would fall apart, because we're working with his feet, he would kick, or he would start like really getting tense or leaning way back. Like it wasn't always a kick.
Hiding his feet.
Yeah, like a 2-year-old when they don't want to put their arm in the sleeve.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But it was profound to be an understatement. So
Mm-hmm.
give him that 5 or 6 minute break, and he's like recharged and ready to go again for one foot.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
If he couldn't get that foot done in your 5 or 6 minutes, he had to take a 5 minute break. He was just fine again. So
I've had the 5-minute break kind of thing work. I had brought out Wild Donkey Bahala to an obstacle trail course thing, and we were there with a whole slew of horses, right, like cowboys. And one of the obstacles we had to go up on this platform that was, I don't know, 4x4 or 8x8, whatever. You just had to step up onto it. And Bahala refused to do it, but I got her to put one foot on it, and I'm just like, we're gonna be done. You know, there's like 10 people there waiting for their turn while I'm trying to get Bahala to go across. So we all leave, and then everybody's done, and I really, I kind of get hung up on what I want to do, right? Maybe a little. So then I go back over there after everybody else is left, and she crossed that thing like it wasn't even there.
From the lack of spectators, or should time to process it?
Probably a little of both. I'm gonna guess, because now when we went back there was nobody else there. It was just her and I. But she also had the break of walking away and then going back.
Yeah.
So breaking it down smaller is good.
Yeah. So, like, to make it real caveman simple, as a human, we're with the donkey and we're trying to accomplish a never been accomplished task or something that's very scary to them. And literally, we're standing there going, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. And they're like, no, 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 no. And finally, after 5 or 6 minutes of this, you take a break, come back to it, and say, hey, do it. Okay.
Speaking of that, when we take a break, we're trying to get really good at about not taking a break until they offer us something where their mind is really soft. So, like if Tony started kicking, I would ask him something he could say yes to, get him his mind like willing, and then take the break.
Yep.
With Bahala going over that 4x4 or 8x8 platform, I got her to put one foot on it, and then we took a break. She wasn't very soft, I don't think. Hell, that was that was a couple years ago that I did that with Bahala. But if you can get them to take the break right after they do something that they're willing and trying, where their mind is soft and compliant, that's the best time for the break.
when you're working with them and they're starting to fall apart, but they seem like they're still enthusiastic, but you feel like you're getting going backwards a little bit. That donkey, I've said this before in other lives, that donkey might not know what needs a break.
Mm-hmm.
It's us as a human, it's our responsibility to recognize that this guy would benefit from a break before we continue this challenge. It's like asking a wild 4-year-old child, "Are you tired and ready to go to bed?" They're always going to say, "No, I want to keep playing." Well, it's your job as the donkey's parents to know it's bedtime. You're going to have to take a break.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I think where we see them being overly eager, even though they need a break, it has to do with oats.
yes, when there's a high value thing involved, like oats,
Mm-hmm.
they'll get obsessed with that, and they don't care if it's past their bedtime. They want to keep going, even though they can't answer anything. They're just obsessed with the oats. So we have to recognize that and say, okay, we're taking a break.
So if you're using oats to train or gentle or do any tasks, remember to pay attention to the rest of the animal, not just if they're willing to take the pay. I call it pay, guys, because they don't get it for being cute. They have to do a task. But sometimes I think where it can backfire is, and I think it did backfire with Tony, because Tony is like so obsessed with oats.
Uh-huh.
So is Hoot,
Yep.
but they still need their breaks. Tony only has a 6-minute window of time before he needs a break.
Not 7 minutes.
No, 6 minutes. And we know because we were recording, right?
Mm.
If I hadn't been recording it, I wouldn't have noticed that 6 minutes had passed and he's used up.
Yep.
And I think that when they get used up after 6 minutes or whatever the short time frame is, I think that grows as they get more confidence and clarity and comfort.
Oh yeah, and we're also talking about we're on this topic. We're talking about gentling wild donkeys,
Mhm.
which is a little bit different cookbook than. Um,
Is it though?
well, the gentling part is because you got if someone buys a domestic donkey raised on a farm and is being petted for 20 years, it's not afraid of people or its life. So now you're teaching the methodology would be different, but the principle would be the same. But you're not trying to gain animals' trust. You're trying to get the cooperation.
Right. So you just have one C is already, you can check that box.
There you go.
But let's just say, like, let's take Honey Bun. Honey Bun is Meg's mule. She's so cute. So let's take Honey Bun for an example. Like Honey Bun trusts Meg, but her comfort might change with a different obstacle. Or
Yeah.
Wild Donkey her comfort, she has trust until you're at that obstacle. Seamus didn't used to do all the obstacles, even though he was domestic.
Right.
But now he'll kick some horses' butts. I'm so proud of him. So I don't know if it is any different. I think that you're just if you're if you're trying to get connection and cooperation, and when you don't have it, you have to decide, is the donkey or mule or horse curious about what you're trying to do, or do they need more clarity about what you're trying to do, or do they need more comfort? That's my take on it right today. It could change.
Yeah. What about with Hoot? What's with her feet?
I think she has clarity.
You don't think she fully understands the question?
No, not yet.
Yeah. Okay.
Like that one foot, I had it up onto my knee one time, but that's not enough for clarity. So I use my earbuds as an example. So you guys know with cell phones, you can get those earbuds, and then you're supposed to be able to press them to turn them on and off. And I've had them for probably 2 years now. I still don't know how to turn them on and off on purpose.
You mean like a cordless telephone with an ear thing?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think kids know how to do this on purpose. But I've had them for 2 years and I still can't figure it out. So, how many times does the donkey need to be able to answer the question correctly before they associate that they did it correct?
What's the answer? How many times does it take?
Well, I think that's like how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll in the lollipop?
Right. We don't know.
Yeah.
I think some donkeys it's only a few times, and sometimes it could be thousands.
And there could be a little bit of clarity and comfort. Like, I don't know if I'm comfortable with you asking me to step onto this teeter totter, or I'm comfortable with you picking up my foot. Like, what's the purpose of this?
What's purpose? And yeah, the self preservation comes into play.
Mm-hmm.
A mule's got very high self-preservation.
Right. Right.
I think they get that from the donkey.
They absolutely get it from the donkey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, if you guys are finding this like helpful and useful, please hit that like button. It helps more people find us in the algorithm, and it's like tells people this was worth watching. So if you guys hit that like button, that's like super awesome. So if you're thinking about what you should get for your first equine, don't overlook the donkey.
Yeah, don't overlook a donkey. They are sweet and kind and lovable.
Oh yeah, they're like a puppy.
If you have a lot of horse experience, you may find them frustrating in the beginning until you understand them.
They're not the easiest teacher.
No. But if you have no experience, a donkey would be a great choice.
They're the best teacher. Like they make us slow down and think things through.
Uh-huh.
And I think that's totally awesome. Now, we think it's also totally awesome that you guys are here spending your time. Totally worth watching. You're the best. Thanks, Meg. Thank you very much. Now, we'll see you guys. Is it next Sunday?
Is it?
Will I be gone in Utah next Sunday?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Watch. I'll put it in the Facebook.
No. Sunday was the 5th.
Oh, no. Oh, so Meg, do you want to be on the Go Live with us? Let's see if I can find a calendar. Because we got stuff happening. Let's see. Well, let's see. The 5th. I think we'll be able to go live on the 5th.
What day do you leave for Utah? Do you know when you're going to Utah?
I think I leave on the 12th for Utah. Guys, I'm teaching a clinic. I'm kind of excited and nervous. Well, the 5th is a holiday weekend. Do we want to go live on the holiday weekend?
No.
All right. I think we might not go live for like 3 weeks then.
Yeah, it might be quiet. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hell no. Meg says, hell no. We need to go live. Meg, you want to go live with us? Live with us? We could even. I wonder what's going on.
Well, Meg said hell no to what?
Hell no
to doing it or not doing it?
Yeah, what are you saying hell no to, Meg? We're waiting for Meg to respond. Mm-hmm. Chris went live with us last week. That was pretty cool.
He did. Man, that guy, he did such a great job down there.
That was so much fun, you guys. Mm-hmm. So now we're waiting for Meg to respond to hell no to what. We have we have a mattress out in our obstacle course now, 4 car tires, the big feeding tire that we can make the animals walk. She
collects junk and calls it an obstacle course.
Right? What else? We got the 3 big tires that you have to go over. I don't want to be live. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Yeah. I'm thinking with all the concerts and everything. Yeah, no, it's just not a good weekend to go live. What we'll do, we could probably just pick a go live day for Stoic Sunday on a different day of the week. That'd probably be best, huh?
Would Stoic Sunday really be Stoic Sunday if it was on a Tuesday?
No, we'll just do a train with us live and try to get the microphones working down there again. That could be good. We'll do that. We'll do a different kind of live while we're having the holiday weekends. But well, then we're setting up for pool noodles, so we have to walk through pool noodles. Yep. Oh, and then we have logs out there to walk across. So if you guys are coming for Gentling Camper Clinic, there's all kinds of fun things. Oh yeah, we've got all kinds of scary. We got a bunch of scaries out in the pasture for the. Oh yeah. For the participants to expose their donkeys to. Oh, and I just opened up another clinic for Labor Day weekend. Labor Day weekend. Yes. Yep. Saturday, Sunday, Monday for that clinic. We'll have people that are riding during that clinic and then people that are just doing groundwork stuff on that clinic. Hell no. How do you really feel about that, Meg? How do you feel about that, Meg? I can't wait for you to meet Meg. She's awesome. You'll love her. All right, guys. If you guys have questions, put them in the chat, guys. But otherwise, I don't think I have any more to add. But we love that you're here with us. Heidi says, so glad to be here. We're glad that you're here too, Heidi. Yeah, thanks for stopping by, Heidi. Make sure you hit that like button. We love it when you guys as long as I guess you liked watching the video, right? But yeah. If you get questions later, send MaryJo a message. We'll get them answered for you. Heck yeah. Yeah. All right, guys. We'll see you next week sometime. Yeah. Thanks for joining us. Have a good night, guys.
Bye.